bound his hands with sacred rope and stripped his name of every hope. The crowd was still, the sky was pale as he walked slow along the rail. 12 steps and not a single lie, just silent breath beneath the sky. 12 steps from the gallows, each one burned in stone. No priest, no pardon follows, no mercy carved in bone. But in his eyes the fire lives, a truth no rope or judge forgives. They feared his voice, not what he did, for truth too sharp must be well hid. He spoke of kings that wore no crowns and dragged their people burning down. So now he walks through shame and spite, with back unbent and gaze alight. 12 steps from the gallows, each one burned in stone. No priest, no pardon follows, no mercy carved in bone. But in his eyes a fire lives, a truth no rope or judge forgives. They thought the noose would end the song, but silence only makes it strong. And every step becomes a spark that lights the world when days are dark. 12 steps from the gallows still echo through the land. A rebel made of marrow, too bold to understand that even death can't make him For silence speaks of what was lost, the things not shown, the unseen call. When the drums fell silent, the mass began to fade. No anthem left to cover the debt that none have paid. So let the silence thunder, let it scream what none will say. The war we fought still lives today. And long after last blade rusts, the silence will remember rose and millions died. The drums were loud, the medals bright, but none could see the cost of might. For every cheer a mother weeps, where silence in the shadows creeps. This is where glory feeds the grave, where young Statues rise, the names endure, but none return from glory's lure. They sell you fame, they sell you flame, then bury you without your name. And still they cheer, and still they preach, while graves grow wide beyond their reach. trial by blood and bone. You stand or perish on your own. No banners fly, no trumpets cheer, just raw defiance carved in fear. But if you make it, you're not alone. You'll wear the truth in blood and bone. And those who rise from pain like flame will never fight to wear the was black, the banners torn, the steel was red, the silence sworn. I felt the end behind my ribs, but held the line with iron lips. No glory march, no angel song, just blood and dust where I belong. The final breath I dared to take was not in fear, but wide awake. No prayers for me, no morning choir, just let me burn with battle's fire. Bury me with honor, not in shame. Tell them I stood and earned my name. No golden tomb, no sacred flame, just say I fought and died the same. Don't carve a lie in polished stone. I met my fate and died alone. They'll speak of kings, of those who led, but not the ones who went instead, who filled the breach and took the fall, so history could crown them all. I wasn't chosen by the gods, just followed truth against the odds. No songs for me in halls of fame, but I don't need a hero's name. No statues rise where I was slain, but I would walk that path again. Bury me with honor, not in shame. Tell them I stood and earned my name. No golden tomb, no sacred flame, just say I fought and died the same. Don't carve a lie in polished stone. I met my fate and died alone.
with hungry eyes, but never saw the truth disguise. Each smile a blade, each hand a chain. They praised me just to stake their claim. I wore the robe, I played the king, but felt the weight of everything. For every step they raised me high, they cursed me louder when I'd cry. The crown they placed upon my head was forged in fear and stained in red. These are the thorns of the crown I wear, gold on the surface, but poison in the air. They lift you up, then tear you down. You bleed alone in a velvet gown. There's glory, yes, but never peace. Just wolves who bow until they feast. I signed the laws with steady hand, but doubted every bold command. They swore I held the people's voice, but every word was not my choice. The throne was cold, the nights were long, the silence made me doubt what's wrong. And those who kissed my ring by day would curse my name when turned away. They crowned me not to raise me high, but build up higher when I defy. These are the thorns of the crown I wear, gold on the surface, but poison in the air. They lift you up, then tear you down. You bleed alone in a velvet gown. There's glory, yes, but never peace. Just wolves who bow until they feast. A crown is not a gift, it's bait, a shining lock with hidden fate. And those who reach to hold the sun will find it burns till all is gone. These are the thorns of the crown I wear. Truth is a burden no soul can spare. They want a God, they want a lie. They love you more the more you die. So carve my name in shattered stone, a king who bled but ruled alone. Once he ruled with iron breath, fed his throne on fear and death. Crowned in lies, cloaked in sin, the world was bound to burn within. But swore in flame and war. Our banners torn, our armor black, but not one soul was forced to crack. We stood through night, through thunder's roar, bound by glory, forged in war. We raised no flag in silent peace, but march until the battle ceased. Bound by glory, forged in war, with every scar we swore once more. Through hell and fire we endure, steel and soul, our cause is pure. Bound by glory, forged in war, no greater oath was spoke before. Together we ride, forever we roar, as brothers of the Iron Core. Through siege and frost, through cursed lands, we fought with blood upon our hands. The gods have watched, the stars have seen the steel within where hearts had been. Each name we lost is etched in flame, each cry of death a sacred name. We never broke, we never fled, we stand for all the fallen dead. We raise our swords with solemn might and burn like torches in the night. Bound by glory, forged in war, with every scar we swore once more. Through hell and fire we endure, steel and soul, our cause is pure. Bound by glory, forged in war, no greater oath was spoke before. Together we ride, forever we roar, as brothers of the Iron Core. By fire, by steel, by blood and bone, we swear to stand, though all alone. Our hearts, our shields, our swords, our truth, no age shall rust what we've been through. Bound by glory, forged in war, we are the sound of lions roar, marching still through ashen shore, what we became forevermore. Bound by glory, forged in war, our vow remains through every score. One flame, one heart, one final lore, together now and They rode into the flame, not for glory, not for name, but for the oath they swore beneath the storm. The banners torn and red, they stood where angels fled and met the dark where few were ever born. No songs marked their end, no kings came to defend, just blood and silence on the frozen hill. But in that crimson light, they turned the end to right and proved that fire bends to iron will. And though they sleep beneath the rain, their voices thunder in our veins. On the throne of the fallen brave, they reign in flame beyond the grave. No crown, no gold, no what they've become, the guardians of a world reborn. We live because they died, we stand because they tried to keep the banner in the storm. And when the night forgets their song, we sing for them, loud and strong. On the throne of the fallen brave, they reign in flame beyond the grave. No crown, no gold, no chosen path, just honor carved in aftermath. On the throne of the fallen brave, their souls outlast the wars they gave. They ride in wind, they rise in wave, forever carved, forever brave. We light no candles, we build no shrines, for heroes never die, they rise in every fire line.
Ironborn and unbroken, we rise where others fall. but feared the door, so you painted windows on your floor. You called it peace, you called it wise, but built your cage beneath the skies. You spoke of fate with every breath and blamed the stars for what you left. But deep inside you always knew the prison walls were built by you. No gods to curse, no chains that bind, just rusted lies inside your mind. You forged it link by link, but called it fate instead. Now every cry for freedom echoes in your head. You wore it like a medal, this burden self-imposed, and now you're choking on the chain you chose. You called them friends, you played along, afraid to stand, afraid they're gone. You laughed in crowds, you spoke their script, but silence bled from every slip. You feared the cost of saying no, so you let shadows take control. You buried rage in silent sand and placed your life in strangers' hands. No locks to break, no gods to fight, just truth that burns in morning light. You forged it link by link, but called it fate instead. Now every cry for freedom echoes in your head. You wore it like a medal, this burden self-imposed, and now you're choking on the chain you chose. No savior's hand, no final plea, just one last mirror you must see. The man behind the mask is still the one who bent and broke your will. You forged it link by link, but called it fate instead. You whispered dreams in silence, then laid them down for dead. You wore it like a medal, this burden self-imposed, and now you're breaking free from the chain you chose.
We still sit at the same old table, say the lines, pretend we're stable. Your hand is warm, but not the same. A touch that doesn't speak my name. The walls remember better days, but now we drift in silent haze. We light the fire, we pour the wine, but love's long gone from every side. When the fire grows cold and the nights feel twice as old, when the spark is just routine and dreams fade from what they mean, we smile, we fold, we play the role, but inside we both feel cold. I hear your laughter down the hall, but it's not meant for me at all. We share a bed of quiet screams, a graveyard built on buried dreams. No fights, no tears, no last goodbye, just strangers watching time go by. We made a vow we couldn't break, so now we bend until we fake. When the fire grows cold and even pain feels bought and sold, when passion's just a painted wall, a flicker dying in the hall, we kiss, we hold, but true
silence wasn't wild. Now every word is dressed in fear, afraid to ask why we are here. When the fire grows cold and the story's been retold, do we stay because we care or just to fill the empty air? I don't know what's left to hold, but I can't pretend I'm not cold. He stands in bronze with eyes of pride, a sword held high, no soul inside. The plaque below reads Savior's grace, but blood still stains that sacred place. They teach his name in every class, while graves grow thick beneath the grass. They carved a legend out of stone, but left the truth to die alone. Statues lie, they never bleed, built by those who plant the seed of perfect men with perfect wars, while locking shut the darker doors. They point to gods in marble sky, but history still asks them why. A mother weeps behind the crowd as trumpets cry their praises loud. They say he fought for every man, but she recalls a different plan. A field of ash, a vanished sun, and medals given one by one. The books are clean, the songs are grand, but blood still soaks this stolen land. Statues lie, they wear a grin to hide the burn, deny the sin. They rise above on pillars tall, while names beneath are not recalled. We raise our hands, we close our eyes, and worship well-dressed alibis. You call it honor carved in stone, but truth can't breathe behind a throne. One of the cries, one of the screams, they're buried deep with broken dreams. Statues lie, they shine, they rust, but never answer, never trust. They speak of glory, not the cost of lives erased, of silence lost. Tear down the myth, reveal the eye, and see who taught us how to lie. Found the pages in a drawer, your name name still written like before. The ink had faded, but not the ache of every line I couldn't break. I held the pen 1,000 nights, but never sent the truth I'd write. Some words are meant to find the air, but mine just trembled in despair.
These are letters never sent, every word a monument of love I feared, of peace I missed, of chances drowned in fog and mist. You'll never read, you'll never know
what I was too weak to show. Or so I've heard, while I got lost inside a word. I kept your photo by the flame, burned 100 dreams with every name. And still I write and still I fold, but leave the pages stiff and cold. Regret's a shadow you can't fight, it haunts the quiet of the night.
These are letters never sent, bound by fear and self-torment. I try to speak, I try to call, but silence built a higher wall. And now you've gone where I can't go,
with all the truths
you'll never know.
through the rain, would you forgive or feel the pain? Would you have stayed or walked away if I had spoken that one day?
These are letters never sent, like prayers that never made a cent. I kept them safe, I kept them mine, but lost you one unsaid line at a time. Now all that's left
is pen and dust, and silence I still trust. I dug a grave with silent hands, no priest, no stone, no funeral band. The one I was now lies below, crushed by the things I'd never show. I wore a mask too long to see, the face beneath was never me. So I erased him limb by limb and left no trace of what was him. The world kept asking where I've been, but I won't wear that skin again. I killed the man I used to be, buried deep and lost the key. No cross to mark, no eulogy, just shadows where he used to see. And from that dirt I dared to grow the man who they will never know. I spoke in fear, I moved in shame, a pawn that never knew the game. But then the mirror cracked in two and showed the fire breaking through. The lies I lived became a weight. I broke their hold, I sealed their fate. The chains they forged I now disdain. Their echoes scream, but not in vain. They
killed the man I used to be, and now I breathe eternally. No past remains to anchor me, no chain, no debt, no legacy. I stand reborn, and now they'll see the man I buried set me free.
My father spoke with shattered eyes, his silence louder than his lies. He wore the past across his fists and left the truth in iron twists. He never cried, he never bent, just passed me pain he never spent. I wore it like a second skin, a war I never asked to win. But now I see the chain he hid and break what he passed to his kid. I am the heir to the wound, but I won't carry doom. His voice may echo in my spine, but I will make the cut line mine. No throne of pain, no crown of flame. I am the curse, I break the name. He taught me strength meant never feel, that kindness made a man less real. But I have learned a different fire, one forged in truth, not fear or ire. I speak the words he left unsaid, I walk through doors he sealed in dread. His ghost may guard the bitter room, but I won't live inside that tomb. I'll walk the path he never took and tear the pages from his book. I am the heir to the wound, but I won't carry doom. His voice may echo in my spine, but I will make the cut line mine. No throne of pain, no crown of flame. I am the curse, I break the name. Let history be what it was, but I don't bleed for his lost cause. The scars I keep will start anew, not chains but maps that I'll walk through. I am the heir to the wound, but I won't be consumed. towns and clouded mirrors. I thought the time would make me whole, but found the cracks it swallowed soul. I chased a sun that wouldn't stay, a fading light, a wasted day. Now all the voices left behind are echoes of a slower mind. I stood too long when nothing grows and watched the river never close. Time doesn't wait for me, it moves without apology. It burns, it breaks, it bends the knee, but never once looks back to see. I walked in circles endlessly. Now time walks on without me. I lost the chance to make amends, to hold a hand, to call a friend. The ones I loved, I let them go for promises that came too slow. Each second stacked into a wall, a monument to every fall. But I still breathe, I still believe in lessons that the scars can weave. I kept my hope in glass and thread, but learned too late what should be said. Time doesn't wait for me, it moves without apology. It burns, it breaks, it bends the knee, but never once looks back to see. I walked in circles endlessly. Now time walks on without me. The clock won't pause to hear my cries. It turns its face and never lies. But now I see the time I own is not behind me, but unknown. Time doesn't wait for me, but I still carve my legacy. No change, no past will anchor me. The fire lives in what will be. I face the storm, I plant the seed. Time moves and I move free. And I built my faith on ancient stone, believed the words were carved alone. But every shrine began to crack and gave the silence echo back. The names I prayed now twist and fade, just ghosts behind the roles they played. I lit the candles, kept them bright, but nothing answered in the night. They said that doubt would lead to sin, but truth begins where lies grow thin. There's nothing sacred left to burn, no cross to cling, no gods to turn. The ashes speak, the myths collapse. I walk through fire with no maps. No more to kneel, no more to yearn. There's nothing sacred left to burn. They sold me virtue dressed in fear and warned me what I'd lose each year. But every threat became a spark to light my path through sacred dark. I saw the veil, I pulled it wide and found no mercy there to hide. Just empty thrones and rusted keys and truths that beg to be released. The rules were carved to keep me blind. left to burn. There's nothing sacred left to burn, and yet I rise, and yet I learn. Without the chains, without the curse, I write my own unraveled verse. The fire cleanses every turn. There's nothing left, and still I burn. Dragged me to the edge of light and said my truth was born of spite. They claimed my voice had gone too far, but never asked just who they are. Their laws were etched in shifting sand, their justice cold and secondhand. But I won't kneel, I won't retreat, I'd rather burn than face defeat. They want a soul that bows in shame, but I'll go down in roaring flame. Let me be judged by fire, not by liars or empire. If I must fall, then let it be for standing in integrity. The torch they hold is cracked and tired. Let me be judged by fire. They smeared my name with every breath and swore my pride would lead to death. But I won't crawl before their throne, I'd rather face the flames alone. No jury here can bind my fate, I'll walk through every open gate. And if they strike me down in fear, I'll make my truth the last they hear. Their silence screams, their script is thin, but fire sees beneath the skin. Let me be judged by fire, not by liars or empire. If I must fall, then let it be for standing in integrity. The torch they hold is cracked and tired. Let me be judged by fire. I never asked to be their saint, I never wore their mask of fate. I stood, I fought, I called their bluff, and in the flames, that was enough. Let me be judged by fire, not by whispers or desire. No chains, no games, no courtly lies, just truth that never bleeds or dies. If this is where my path expires, then light the sky and judge by fire.
told me how to smile and kneel, to fake the love I shouldn't feel, to wear their mask and play their part. But I was fire from the start. I learned to shrink so they'd approve, to bite my tongue, to never move. But silence never made me pure, it only made me want it more. Their shame was not my burden, fade. I won't bow down, I won't translate. I was born without apology, no edits made, no page to plead. I burn with truth, they try to hide, a voice too loud, a soul too wide. No shame, no leash, no quiet plea. I live and breathe unapologetically. They cursed my name with plastic grace, tried scrubbing wildness from my face. But I was never made to crawl or beg for space inside their wall. I shattered rules they made for me and wrote my life in clarity. Each broken frame, each broken chain became the armor I retained. Their loss dissolved beneath my flame. I walk untouched, I walk untamed. I was born without apology, no edits made, no page to plead. I burn with truth, they try to hide, a voice too loud, a soul too wide. No shame, no leash, no quiet plea. I live and breathe unapologetically. This world will bend before I do. I stand with fire raw and true. You call me wrong, I call me free. The mirror bows to only me. I was born without apology, and now I roar in symmetry. They tried to cage the storm in me, but I'm the wind they'll never see. No more restraint, no buried plea. I live and die without apology. They smiled while carving up my back with friendly hands that gripped the knife. They drank with me and watched me fall, each toast a toll upon my life. I let them in, I shared the flame, not knowing they would sell my name. Now every scar they left behind becomes a blade of steel and spine. You think I'm buried, think I'm done, but I'm the storm that you outrun. From the ashes of my name I rise, reborn through flame. You tried to drown me deep in shame, but I arise and stake my claim. I won't forget, I won't forgive. This fire swears on true love. Oh, ashes of my name. I hear your voice in halls of smoke, still claiming lies as some sick joke. But every word you twist and turn is just more fuel to watch you burn. I've learned to walk where angels choke, to build from ruin stone by stone. The world may tremble when I speak, but now my voice is mine alone. You thought I'd beg, collapse, retreat, but I return with scorched concrete. From the ashes of my name I rise, reborn through flame. You tried to drown me deep in shame, but I arise to stake my claim. No chains remain, no mask, no plea, just war inside and victory. but every lie, every fall led to the forging of my name. From the ashes of my name I rise with none to tame. You tried to bury me in shame, but now the world will shout my name. This fire is mine, this crown reclaimed. I burn alive, unchained. Dressed control in silver light, and called it love and said it's right. Each rule you made was wrapped in care, but I could feel the hidden snare. You shaped my voice to fit your mold, and turned my warmth into the cold. You praised me most when I was small, afraid to rise, afraid to fall. The chains and silk still scar the skin, and now the war begins within. I hear the chain breakers call of thunder rising past the wall. You can't command what won't obey. I find my truth, I walk away. You kept me caged behind your grace, but now I vanish without trace. I used to beg for quiet peace, for just one day when pain would cease. But begging buys another chain, another whisper soaked in blame. You use your wounds to guide my path, but healing never comes from wrath. I see the strings you pulled so well, and cut them loose inside this hell. No voice remains to drown my scream, no dream remains inside your dream. Call of thunder rising past the wall. You can't command what won't obey. I find my truth, I walk away. You kept me caged behind your grace, but now I vanish without trace. With fire in my breath, I rise above your promised death. You taught me fear, but I unlearned, and now it's you who feel the burn. I heard the chain breakers calling, now I climb, now I roll. Your prison cracked, your spell undone. The war you started, of fate. They draw their swords and boast of hate. But when the night begins to crawl
It's not the loud who never fall. I bear no flag, I raise no cry, but I still walk when others die. The quiet never fall. We hold the line through storm and silence, cold design. Let others shout, let cowards boast. We guard the edge, we bleed the most. No fame, no song, no battle call, but still we rise. The quiet never fall. We don't wear gold, we don't demand. Our truth is carved with calloused hands. We watch the proud, we count the cost. We move when all the rest are lost. You won't see rage behind our eyes, but steel remains where thunder dies. The quiet never fall. We bear the weight, the nameless ones who guard the gate. Let kings retreat behind their walls. We stand where no one else recalls. No cheer, no tale, no honored hall, but still we rise. The quiet never fall. Let them crown the loud and bold. Let their stories rot in gold. But when the fire eats the land, it's our silence that still stands. We were never meant to shine. We were meant to hold the line. The quiet never fall. We bleed unheard, but hold our oath in every word. No banners high, no echo cheer, but we are white, they persevere. No throne, no fame, no glory's call, but still we rise. The quiet never fall. Never, never.
Oh, the winds howl cold through the halls of stone, where fire once burned and heroes had grown. I was cast away when the darkness came, but my blood remembers the ancient flame. Years have passed, but I still hear the call of the throne beneath the mountain wall. I return to claim what never died, steel and honor side by side, by sword and oath my fate is sworn. Rise again, the mountain born, no fear, no change.
king and I fear no grave. Blood of the stone rise from below, hammer and flame break every foe. You forged me sharp, you made me cold. You taught me how to break and hold. You fed me orders, clipped my name, and said I'd never leave your game. But now the chains don't fit the same, and I no longer play your name. I'm no longer yours, I burned that thread. You shaped the tool, but I grew instead. No leash remains, no vow I keep. I woke myself from servant sleep. No oath, no brand, no locked up doors. I walk alone, no longer yours. You dressed it all in cause and pride, but used my hands when you would hide. You stole my will with crafted grace, but I remember every face. I speak the truth you tried to bend. I broke your cycle, this is the end. I'm no longer yours, I see it clear. The voice I lost now shouts in here. You fed me wall and cast me out, but now I roar without your doubt. No throne, no threat, no lying force can call me back. I'm no longer yours. You called me brother, you called me beast, but never once did you call me